So now you should see the slide.
Yes, we do.
Perfect. Great. So first of all, a bit about our brand. Bergans of Norway has been founded more than 100 years ago by this guy on the right side here, Ole Bergan, who was the inventor of the anatomical backpack. And today we do not only do backpacks, but a lot of different quality outdoor equipment and also a lot of apparel. And here we do apparel for different types of use, like mountaineering, hiking, outdoor, but also urban and lifestyle garments. So our mission is to inspire, enable, and share the best outdoor experiences. And that means that with our broad product spectrum, we also offer high performance requirements for a very functional range of garments to give our users the best outdoor experiences and protect them from weather. So that's, of course, very relevant for our topic today. So sustainability is a core part both in our history and also our strategy. And here we focus on long-lived products. That means that we focus on long-lasting products to have really sustainable products. And this is also relevant for the use of water repellent treatment. And in our strategy, we have a circularity approach. That means that we look on the whole life cycle of a product, from the ingredients, production, and all the way towards the end consumer. And being prepared for circularity means, of course, also that we need a strict chemical management, avoiding any harmful chemicals. So very relevant in this case, also for PFAS-free alternatives. What are the alternatives? We need transparency throughout the whole supply chain.
Yes, so the journey to phase out PFAS, we cannot do alone. So we do it in collaboration with our partners. And yes, there's still quite some work to do, as our quality demands are quite high. And since we have a broad collection, we have different focus depending on product categories. So for our apparel category, we focus from the beginning on waterproof fabrics for waterproof garments, as we found one layer fabrics without a membrane could achieve a quite good level within the category. In our hardware category, which includes backpacks and tents, we also need good function and transparency on used PFAS-free chemicals. So as Christoph said, long live the product is our key for long-lasting products.
So what was the motivation for us to be part of the project? We quite early saw the very good possibility here to test PFAS substitutions, both on a lab scale, but also on an upscaled level at the fabric mill. And as we said before, we saw the need for collaboration and transparency throughout the whole supply chain. But also we had to increase the knowledge and also our internal awareness on this issue. So you could say that testing, both testing and communication had been the main focus here.
So the PFAS substitution, what does it mean for the product? We always like to show this picture on the left side, which shows the complexity of a high technical garment. It's really important to consider all parts of a garment that potentially might contain PFAS. And this includes not only fabric, but also the membrane and the trimmings. And for the production of a garment, it means normally we would have considered water repellency level and discussed this only with the fabric supplier. But now we need to be aware of the impact during the garment manufacturing steps in addition. As you can see here on the right side, the sewing, there's some pressure, there might be some machine oil, natural touching, and the seam taping and adhesive application steps. This means we really need a great dialogue with the chemical suppliers, the fabric suppliers, and the garment vendors. And as a consequence, we needed to adjust our internal procedures. So we introduced new testing methods and also rethink the design and development process. So once more, involving all experts in all steps of supply chain is really key. So the POPFREE innovation project. Within this project, we could test different fabrics treated with a bio-based water repellency at organoclick at the lab scale, and also upscaled formulation at the fabric mill together with a supplier.
Yeah, and in addition to testing, what does it mean internally for us? And of course, we experienced a great push here through this project, also for our internal awareness and our knowledge building. We were able to intensify the dialogue with all supply chain partners, and we also planned and launched an extended consumer communication campaign, which we will start quite soon now. But maybe more important, and as we also heard earlier today, there is a change of mindset needed in various areas. That means both regarding the durability of PFAS-free treatments, that there might be different needs for different product categories, and also important, of course, for the end consumer, that there is a need for re-impregnation. So our main conclusions, what we could say is that there is actually no universal solution on a water repellent finishing, and this, of course, applies also for PFAS-free water repellent finishing. So each fabric requires a customized and adjusted formulation. And from a brand perspective, with our functional garments, we of course still expect a high level functionality performance. So we need expertise for testing, development, and understanding of all these steps and the impacts they have in the manufacturing in collaboration with all the suppliers. So that means both the chemical supplier, the fabric supplier, and the garment vendor, but also downstreams, the retailer, all the people working in the stores, talking to the consumers, and the end consumer, of course, who needs to know how to take care on their garments, how to re-impregnate. And also here, we may need a change of mindset, and I think we need honest communication, and preferably this would come with a common message from all the brands towards the consumer, so they are prepared for the future. So thank you. That was our experiences from our side.
Thank you, Christoph and Judith. Do we have any questions for them?
We have questions. One is, how did Bergans have to rethink and adapt their test methods?
That's a good one, and that's a complex one. So short answer, I would say everything which is following at later steps. So kind of everything what is happening after the quality approved fabric gets to the garment vendor. We try kind of to take these steps a little bit ahead and test already in advance in order to understand the impact behavior. But for sure, we cannot test everything, so then we cannot develop. But we try to think ahead.
Yeah. I have another question, which is, I think, both for you at Bergans and for Houdini. Related to the sort of no universal solution topic, how do you solve the problem of re-impregnation for the consumer? Because it requires a certain level of knowledge of which products will work in their specific, in your specific fabric and with your treatments and so on. How can we solve that issue?
I think the most important, first of all, is to tell the end consumer what is happening, what is changing, and that there is a need for re-impregnation. Then the next thing is to be sure that the end consumer also buys the PFAS-free re-impregnation. And actually, there are a lot of formulations on the market already and available. For example, we also sell some of them in our stores. So it's important to take this communication the whole way, both in marketing products, but also at the POS and in the stores.
Yeah.
and to give advice how-to videos.
Yeah, we actually had some help from Organoclick to test our fabrics together with their re-impregnation, making sure that our shell layers works with the re-impregnation, and helping customers with the support both through our stores but also online if they have any questions for the re-impregnation. But as Christoph said, it's super important to help the customers to choose a re-impregnation that is actually friendly for the environment and that degrades in the environment, so they don't choose harmful products to do the re-impregnation.
I have a follow-up question there. So would you say that any non-PFAS product, re-impregnation product, will work as re-impregnation in any fabric you have? Or are there differences?
The one that we tested worked as re-impregnation for all our fabrics, even though the fabrics had different impregnations from the factory. They worked with the re-impregnation that we tested. So they all could have the same re-impregnation for our fabrics, but I'm not sure if it's the same for other brands' fabrics.
Yep. I would say this question goes nearly to Organoclick later on, as they know about the formulations, and for sure the aim is kind of to have a re-impregnation, and I think the re-impregnations on the markets are also aiming like to cover as most as possible kind of fabrics and initial impregnations. Yep. So, yeah.
And with that, I think we leave the word to Johannes. And we save some questions for the end.
I have a couple.
Yeah.
Yep.